Welcome to Dodgers Daily. I'm Casey Porter. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. We have a great show for you today. Today, we're not going to go over all the highlights of last night's game. What we're going to do is we're actually going to break down Michael Grove's performance and what went wrong in the fifth inning. You know, he was cruising through four, hadn't walked anybody, and only allowed one runner on base. And all of a sudden, things came unraveled just a touch there in the fifth inning. The Dodgers went ahead and won the game, so that was great. So we're going to break down Michael Grove's performance. I'm going to take you through what at least I think went wrong in the fifth inning, and we're going to break it down from there. But before we get into that, just a reminder, if you like this video and if you like this kind of content, go ahead and click that like button, leave a comment, tell all your friends about Dodgers Daily, become a subscriber. After you subscribe, click that notification bell, turn on your notifications. That way, every time Dodgers Daily releases a new video, you'll be notified. Dodgers Daily can keep growing, and we can keep providing you content like this in the future, as we love to do. Okay, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Let's get to Michael Grove's performance last year, and let's break it down, and let's talk Dodgers baseball. Okay, so I'm a history teacher, and anytime that you teach history, to actually get kids to understand the concept of what you're talking about at that very moment, you always have to go into the past and create and provide them what's called context, you know? So, hey, what happened in the past that led up to this event happening at that point? And if the kids can understand, hey, the context of everything that happened in the past that led to this event, then they can understand the event better. So we're going to go through, I say that only to say, we're going to go through the first inning and second inning and just show you just how well Michael Grove is pitching. You've already seen him locate that slider right there. Look at that great pitch. Tough luck hit to Chris Taylor. You know, that slider on the outer half, he had been throwing very well. And what I want you to notice about his fastball, he threw that 94. He was 94 to 96. His fastballs, of course, he got a call there, but the home plate umpire was absolutely brutally terrible last night. He got two calls in a row. I'm going to point blank say it. The strike zone was not good. We'll get into that here in a minute. There's a good 93 on the inner half, almost got a double play. But what you'll notice about his four seam is that he wasn't trying to be perfect with it. Look at the depth on that curveball. His slider and curveball, not only, boy, another one with great depth, tried to entice him to swing the second time in a row, but the fastballs, look how he's painting the black right there, okay? And then on other occasions, you know, he's not necessarily trying to paint the black. He's just trying to make good pitches on the outer, say, third of the plate. Look at that slider in up on the hands. This begins the second inning where he actually struck out all three hitters. And it's because of the slider, you know, that slider to a lefty, that left turn, and there's that good four seam. So that's what I'm talking about. That pitch isn't necessarily on the black, but it's just, you know, it's probably over the white part of the plate, but it's a good pitch because it's on the inner half. So you throw that fastball on the inner half, then you throw that same slider to a lefty, and instead of staying straight over the plate, it breaks underneath their swing. Look at the depth on that curveball. Then you pair it with that curveball. And another thing is, when you throw that slider on deck, you know, Moustakas saw that slider that he threw to McMahon. He probably thought that thing was going to break inside of his swing, and it stayed on the plate. Okay, here's the fifth inning. So what happened? Michael Grove came out executing perfectly. Look at this. Fastball up in the zone, fastball down in the zone. He's throwing very well. Another fastball up in the zone. It's a 1-2 count. Now watch this curveball executed very well right there. Gets spoiled off of McMahon. Okay, so still to this point, Michael Grove he hadn't walked anybody, only allowed one runner, and this is where it kind of went sideways on him. Look, he pulls it to the glove side. He's frustrated. The fastball two times in a row. Then he pulls a slider inside. That's a leadoff walk, okay? And anytime you have a leadoff walk, not good, but hey, minimize the damage. Now here's what I'm talking about. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to make a good pitch. Keep it on the white. Don't try to paint the black. He tries to go up again to Moustakas. Not good. 2-1 here. So he center cuts a fastball, gets away with a center cut fastball, 2-2. There's a borderline pitch that, you know, in some days, of course, that's not a strike. And then there's a strike right there. That's a big deal because that was a strike. That is a missed call. Watch this. And it should have been out number one there. Will Smith does a great job. Should have been out number two right here. So at this point, the Rockies should have had 2 outs and nobody on base. Now, watch this. You know, in the face of adversity, look at that slider. Great pitch. Look at the curveball. He's facing adversity. He makes 3 great pitches. Tough luck there. That double right there is hit 83.6 miles an hour. And the thing about that hit, you know, any hit in the major leagues last year that was hit 83.6, the batting average on them, I'm going to go ahead and rewind this just a touch. Any hit in the major leagues that's hit 83.6 miles an hour, the batting average on them is 186. So that is, that's a well-executed pitch. You saw the slider. I'm going to fast forward this just a touch so you can see it again right here. There's that good curveball. Watch this slider. This is a good pitch, and it's pulled to the, that's a low and away slider. Let me back that up just one more time so you can see this. Watch the location. Low and, okay, there's the curveball. Watch the low and away location, and it's pulled. I mean, you can't make a better pitch than that. And the thing about it was hit 83.6 miles an hour, and like I said, all hits in the major leagues that are hit 83.6 have an exit velo of 83.6. The batting average is 189. So, that's just simply tough luck. A, that he didn't get the call on the 3-2 pitch on the strike him out, throw him out. And then the tough luck is that, hey, that ball was placed perfectly based on where the defense was playing. If you noticed, I'm going to fast forward this one more time. Look at where Max Muncy is actually playing on this, okay? And he was playing where he should have been because the Dodgers are playing Michael Grove to throw a pitch outside. Muncy was way off the line. If he's positioned normally where a normal third baseman plays, that is an easy double play ball. So, two different occasions, Michael Grove should have had a double play in the 5th inning yesterday. You had the strike him out, throw him out where ball 4 was called, and then you had the routine 83.6 mile an hour ground ball that was hit. That, if a third baseman, if Max Muncy is placed in a normal spot where the third baseman plays, that is a routine double play ball there. Now, I'm not saying that he was positioned incorrectly because, again, let me say it, he threw that slider to the low and away corner, and so the Dodgers were positioning Max Muncy to have the hitter go the other way with it because the pitch was going outside. So I'm not saying that Muncy was placed incorrectly. I'm just saying that, right there's another one where it's a great slider, gave up a hit on a pulled ball. I'm just saying that that's just absolute tough luck that you execute a perfect pitch, a slider low and away, and you get exactly what you want, which is basically, not necessarily a weak ground ball, but certainly not a hard ground ball. And the guy just hits it exactly perfectly where nobody is at on defense. Okay, so, I just wanted to go over that as far as his 5th inning went last night. Michael Grove was absolutely fantastic, other than, maybe the 3 or 4 pitches to, who was it? Ryan McMahon, I believe, after he got 1-2 on the leadoff hitter in the 5th inning. Okay, so those 3 pitches that he pulled to his glove side to McMahon, those are on him. No doubt about it. Those are pitches that he needs better at. They weren't competitive pitches. They were so far out of the zone that McMahon was not going to offer at them. So those 3 pitches, that's on Michael Grove. But other than those 3 pitches, honestly, he executed pretty much flawlessly, and it's just absolute tough luck that he gave up the 3 earned runs. He got pulled, a pretty quick hook. Of course, Doc, Doc wants to win games, and Michael Grove is still a rookie, so you got to prove as time goes on and earn your right to stay in games. Look at the depth on that curveball. Just fantastic pitch. So he had the quick hook. So the numbers didn't look great. You had 3 runs in 4 innings, but the execution, and that's just, results matter. Here's that 5th inning again. You're going to see those 3 pitches that are not competitive. The only 3 pitches he threw all night, at least consecutively, that, that are on him and just weren't good pitches by him. Okay, and so results matter. This is the major leagues. Hey, man, 3 runs are 3 runs. You can't deny it. It's a fact. Your ERA is over 6 now. Not denying that. Results absolutely matter at the major league level. But when you're talking about 6 months, you're talking about 162 games. You'll hear players say it all the time. It's all about the process. All you can do as a player, there's what I'm talking about. Those pitches are not competitive. Those are the ones that are on Michael Grove. So the way that the Dodgers will view this, I promise you, the way that Michael Grove will view this, I know this for 100% fact, is that, hey, other than, a handful of pitches, he executed beautifully, and he just ran into tough luck. And in the game of baseball, that happens. And here's the other thing. It's such a long season, 6 months, that things usually, they work themselves out. So although he gave up an 83.6 mile an hour double that should have been a double play ball, in the future, he might be pitching and give up a 102 mile an hour line drive that is absolutely smoked, but right at the center fielder, say, with the bases loaded. That's typically speaking what happens in baseball is you can't get concerned about results too much because you got to realize that it's a marathon, and over time, things typically work themselves out. So Michael Grove will not make a mountain out of this molehill. Neither will the Dodgers. Again, I'm going to say it again. Results matter. It was 3 runs in 4 innings. That means your ERA is over 6. And like I said, you're getting paid to get outs and you're getting paid to not give up runs. But having said that, all players can do is go out and execute. All they can go out and do is control what they can control. You hear players say it all the time, just control what I can control, then let the chips fall where they may, and that's exactly what Michael Grove did last night. That's what he'll continue to do, and I'll tell you what, if he throws like he did last night every time out this year, he will be a fantastic pitcher for the Dodgers. No doubt about it. So there you have it. There's my breakdown of Michael Grove's performance last year, his 4 innings he worked into the 5th inning. I hope you enjoyed it, and I just kind of want to show you what happened. In the game of baseball, it's such a game of inches, and there's so many variables that are out of the player's control that, I just kind of wanted to point out, whether you agree with it or not, that, just because a player doesn't, on the scoreboard necessarily win or succeed, that doesn't mean they didn't do their job. So many times in baseball, a player just does their job. They do exactly what they're supposed to. And because baseball is such a hard game, because it is so cruel at times, the scoreboard doesn't always pay off for him. That was Michael Grove last night. So I hope you enjoyed my video on that. Hey, just a reminder before we bounce, hey, if you like this video and if you like this kind of content, go ahead and click that like button, leave a comment, tell all your friends about Dodgers Daily, and become a subscriber, okay? After you subscribe, click that notification bell, turn on your notifications. That way, every time Dodgers Daily releases a new video, you'll be notified. Dodgers Daily will keep growing, and we can keep providing you content like this in the future, as we love to do. As always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in and say, go Dodgers.